We'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer.
A preliminary investigation into the shooting at the White House suggests that the gunman planned to assassinate U.S. President Donald Trump and multiple top officials. In an interview, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche said that the initial investigation and searches of the shooter's electronic devices suggest that the shooter was targeting members of the Trump administration.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we gotta go.
We have preliminary work into some of his electronic devices and talking to some of individuals who knew him. And based upon that work, I want to be careful not to say something that ends up not being true, because, like I said, this is 12 hours old. But it does appear that he did, in fact, have set out to target folks that work in the administration, likely including the president.
Blanche added that no further motive was known for the attack. He confirmed the suspect was staying at the Washington Hilton Hotel where the black tie dinner was held, adding that agencies were investigating how he took those firearms inside the hotel. Reports say the shooter's guns were purchased legally.
It appears that he checked in on the 24th to the hotel, and we're still looking at video surveillance and footage of where he walked and how he got in and how those firearms got in. But at the end of the day, I expect we'll have a lot more about that in the coming days.
White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt has said that the shooter sought to assassinate Trump and kill as many top administration officials as possible. In a post on X, Leavitt called for an end to political violence and thanked law enforcement officials for their swift response. Well, reports suggest that minutes before the shooting, the accused sent an anti-Trump manifesto to his family members. According to the New York Post, the accused had written in a note that his targets would be prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Well, U.S. President Donald Trump has also said that the shooter had written an anti-Christian manifesto. In an interview to Fox News, he called the shooter a sick guy who hates Christians and that his family previously expressed concerns about him to law enforcement officials.
And the guy is a sick guy. When you read his manifesto, he hates Christians. That's one thing for sure. He hates Christians, a hatred. And I think his sister or his brother actually was complaining about it. You know, they were even complaining to law enforcement. So he was a very troubled guy.
Meanwhile, the FBI, which is probing the incident, visited residents living near the home of the shooter and were seen questioning the residents in relation to the incident. Federal agents arrested the shooter, identified as Cole Thomas Allen, after he ran through security checkpoints. Allen was headed towards the hotel's packed ballroom, where President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania, Vice President J.D. Vance, and several cabinet members were attending the annual event. Despite the security incident, U.S. President Donald Trump has said that a planned visit by King Charles III will proceed as per plans. King Charles III and Queen Camilla have begun their 4-day state visit to the U.S. The trip, which comes as the U.S. approaches the 250th anniversary of its independence from Britain, is meant to celebrate the strong relationship between the two countries.
King Charles is coming, and he's a great guy, and we look forward to it. He's really a fantastic person and a tremendous representative, and he's brave. You know, he's fought something that's very tough to fight.
Well, to discuss more on the White House press dinner shooting incident, we were earlier joined by Stephen Gola from California. He's a political analyst and lawyer. Now here's what he had to say on the development.
Those who are defending the Secret Service and the other security arrangements involved say that, look, he didn't even get to the same floor that Trump was on. And that the system worked as it should. On the other hand, he was within inside this hotel. He did get apparently to the top of the stairway leading down to the floor where the ballroom was and where the president and other top officials were. So frankly, I'm reading varying accounts, some saying, well, the system worked, and some saying, no, it didn't work. One of the many variations in describing what went on is this was not given the highest security rating in terms of preparing by the administration itself in terms of preparing for this event. On the other hand, some other folks are saying, well, the White House Correspondents' Dinner never gets the highest security rating for various reasons. Rating by rating, I mean preparation or status in terms of what's done. So we'll see over the course of the coming days whether the security arrangements were adequate. Right now, there are lots of questions to be asked, and hopefully we'll get some answers.